Hi everybody, welcome back. Today we're doing something a little different. I'm going to be counting down my top 10 dolls from my doll collection. So today's video was actually a viewer request. Somebody mentioned this in the comments. I forgot which video it was commented on, but I did get a comment asking if I could make a video that listed out my top 10 dolls. And let me tell you, this was not easy. Going through all of my dolls, like, some of them were pretty easy. Some of them I already knew, but limiting it to only 10, I think, was extremely hard. And then finding the placement, like I've got them all laid out over here, so that way they're already in order for me to just kind of grab and show you. But yeah, this was really tough. Now, I chose these dolls for different reasons. Some of them have sentimental reasons. Some of them just, I look at them and they spark joy. So there's a lot of different reasons that they are on this list. And also this list is very subjective because part of the reason why it was so hard is it changes from day to day, like which ones I'm really feeling. Like it depends on what mood. Also, as I was going through my doll collection, I noticed that a lot of like my best dolls or my favorite dolls are some of the dolls that are harder to find or more expensive. So I actually decided to omit my Disney designer dolls or San Diego Comic-Con releases, stuff like that, just because those were not as easily available, and I wanted to kind of keep this to more like dolls I was able to just find on the shelf or order online, and that may even still be available right now. I'm also not going to include any dolls that I've customized or heavily altered in any way, to kind of keep it like like I said, to help narrow down my favorite dolls. I wanted to try and keep it to dolls that I liked them the way that they came. There's like one exception that I think I made a very small change to. But other than that, yeah, I kept all of my customs out. Also, because Ever After High is my favorite doll line, I was noticing that this list was kind of being dominated by Ever After High, and I wanted to kind of like scale it back just a little bit so that way it wasn't all one doll line. So I tried to get a variety. That being said, these are just my favorite dolls. If your favorite dolls are not on this list, it's not because I don't like them necessarily. These are just the dolls that I happen to like the most out of my collection. I'm also only doing dolls that I currently have. So I'm not including dolls from my wish list or like my Grail dolls. That's like a whole separate video of dolls that I would like to get or plan to get. So anyway, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start at number 10 and then work my way up to number 1. Okay, so number 10 is a doll that is relatively recent, and I do have a review for her on my channel. So any doll that I have done a review for, I will try to remember to put a link in the iCards, so that way you can go check out that video if you want to see a full-on review. But at number 10, we have Barbie Rewind, the Girls' Night Out or Night Out doll. This is basically the pop star doll. I really like 80s fashion. I like 90s Barbie a lot more. I'm more of a 90s kid, but late 80s stuff, especially like pop culture and pop music, I love. So this doll really caught my attention and I fell in love with her to the point to where I actually have 2. But like between the colors and the fact that she's a pop star and like the bows and just everything, like even down to the packaging, the fact that it looks like a cassette tape from the 80s, like all the nostalgia coming back. But yeah, I love brunette dolls. I love the colors. I like the fact that she is articulated, at least, you know, is fully posable. She's not like made to move or anything by any means, but she does have a lot of articulation and has really good hair quality. So there's a lot of factors that go into when I like a doll or not. So anyway, yeah, that is number 10. Okay, so for number 9, it's going to be 3 dolls, but they came in a pack together, so I'm going to count it. Anyway, so I've got the NotOnSurprise Panda family. If you guys have been watching my videos, you know that I've fallen in love with the NotOnSurprise dolls, and the Panda family, like, I went crazy over when I saw bamboo there. His face was covered. But anyway, yeah, these dolls are so cute. I love pandas. I don't know why, but I do. And I love these dolls. I like dolls with darker hair. I don't know why. Like the pale skin, darker hair, and striking eyes. And these have it. They also have super kawaii, like really cute fashions. And just, I mean, look at them. They're just so stinking cute. And I love the color combinations. And I love, like, they're really high quality materials. They don't have a whole lot of articulation, but there's just something about these dolls that I really like. And these ones are definitely on this list because they just spark joy. Like, I look at them and they make me so happy. I don't know, like they don't really fit all the criteria. They have great hair, amazing, amazing hair, which I'm really happy for. But they're not the normal scale, like, fashion dolls that I normally collect, as you'll see for the rest of this collection. But yeah, I absolutely love NotOnSurprise dolls, and I think they're super cute. And these, like, when I got them and I opened them, I knew right away they were some of my favorite dolls. All right, so next up at number 8. Did I say 9 last time? Oh my god, I'm already losing count. I can't do this so early into the video. All right, so that was number 9. This is number 8. So I've got an Equestria Girls, I believe this is Rainbow Rocks Trixie. And she is so pretty, first of all. She's like all of my favorite colors, except for maybe like turquoise, like mint green would be the only thing that's missing from this, and maybe lime green. But like, I love her color story. I love all the details. I love her costume. Like, it looks so pretty. She is lacking in articulation, but I don't care. Like, there's something about this doll. First of all, this is very nostalgic for me because she is one of the first dolls that I got when I started doll collecting, like actually doll collecting, because I have dolls from like back in the day. Like so I had dolls when I was younger, when I was a kid, and then I had a couple dolls that I would get, like individual dolls, like in my 20s, but I wasn't actually collecting just yet. But then when I actually started collecting, I started off with a couple Monster High and a couple Ever After High, and then I got this girl because I saw her at, I think, at Kmart, and I fell in love right away. Like, I already love My Little Pony anyway, and I wasn't planning on collecting the Equestria Girls because they're not articulated like the way Monster High is, but I saw her and I had to have her. I love her color scheme. This blue with the purple and then the pops of yellow. Yeah, she's so pretty, and her hair is so soft. Like, for an Equestria Girls, like a lot of other Equestria Girls did not have really good hair, but she has really good hair. And I just think that her costume is really, really pretty. All right, so next up at number 7, I have the Disneyland 60th Anniversary Diamond Celebration doll. Now, for Disneyland's 60th anniversary, they did have 2 commemorative dolls. One was this one, which is the just the regular 12-inch doll. I love it so much that I got 2 of them, so I could have one in the box and take one out of the box. But they also had like a 17-inch Aurora doll in her blue dress for the Diamond Celebration, which was actually really pretty, and I do have her as well. But yeah, I love this doll. So the reason that I liked this doll so much, first of all, I'm a huge fan of Disneyland. If you didn't know already, are you new here? If you are new here, welcome. I like Disneyland. Anyway, so yeah, I am a huge fan of Disneyland. So when they came out with this doll, it was like also kind of like towards the beginning of my like actively choosing to start collecting dolls. And when I saw this, I got super excited because this is the Snow White face mold that they decided to use on this doll. And the Snow White face mold is also the face mold that they use for Alice in Wonderland dolls. Until they came out with the Alice in Wonderland classic doll, they gave her a new face mold for the smaller. But anytime they do a like this size doll that's not the shorter version, they use the Snow White face mold for Alice in Wonderland. So when I saw this, I was like, is that Alice? Like, I thought, when I saw this, I thought that this was Alice if she was going to Disneyland in 2015. So, yeah. I love, like, the artwork on the back is so cool. And it's got so many characters and so many, like, different rides and stuff shown in the artwork. And it kind of reminds me of Mary Blair. I think that it's not quite her style, but yeah, I really like the style that they had for the artwork and the merchandise back then. I did put this one on a made-to-move body, just so that way I could have a doll that had articulation, because she has like the classic Barbie articulation where there's no bend in the arms and she just has like bend and snap knees. But she has this really cute like little members only jacket and this really cute little backpack. I love little backpacks, and it's got like an actual drawstring, and then she's got her little mini ears and everything. But yeah, I absolutely love this doll. I knew that this was going to be one of my favorites, one of my top 10. I had a difficult time placing this on the list, but for sure I knew she was going to at least be on the list. All right, so coming up at number 6, we have the Bratz 2018 designed by Hayden Williams Yasmin doll. There are so many Bratz dolls in existence, and there are a lot of them that I would love to have, and would even probably be on this list if I did own them. But this is probably one of my absolute favorite Bratz dolls. I don't know what it is about her, but I love her face. She is so pretty. I love the makeup. I love the design of this outfit. It's very kind of like boho chic with the frills coming out of the sleeves. And like the only thing I wasn't a huge fan of is the fact that like the shoes and the leg warmers are two separate pieces. I wish it was all one, like they found a way to attach the fabric to the shoes and they were like actual thigh-high boots, which I know is really, really hard to do on this scale, especially when you're like mass producing them. But that aside, the design of this doll is flawless and the execution is amazing. She has a little bit of extra articulation. I always love posability in dolls. So yeah, I really like this. Definitely one of my favorite Bratz dolls of all time, and definitely on this list for a reason. All right, I'm not sure how long this video is going to end up being because we're already at number 5, but the next one is the one exception that I have on this list for dolls that have, like, she has one alteration because I didn't really like her pants. But anyway, so coming in at number 5, I have Barbie Extra number 3. I don't know how this happened, but for some reason, this Barbie caught my attention. She's just, I think, one of my favorite Barbies anyway because of her face alone. Like, yes, she has pixel face. I know. She does have the pixel face issue, but her face, if you like don't pay attention to the fact that it is pixelated, the face itself, the way it's designed, is very pretty. And yes, it is Millie, which we've seen a million times, but it is the closed mouth Millie, which I happen to like more than the open mouth, or the like where she shows her teeth when she smiles. But she has very neutral makeup. I just really like it. And then the hair is actually saran and it's super long. And yes, it's crimped, but it's not like done badly. It's still floppy. And I'm surprised that I like this, but I really like the poofy fluffy jacket. So, and like just she's got all these little extra details and stuff. She is articulated, which I love. Mostly it's the face and the hair that I love, and then this pink jacket. I can't get over how much I love this pink jacket. The only thing I did not like was the pants, like those weird like acid wash jeans with the clouds on them that had like the frills down the side. They had to go. But like I just gave her some made to move leggings, and I kind of like this outfit better than the original. I liked this doll so much that I got a second one and I gave her like a whole different outfit and everything just to be more casual. But I loved the face so much and the hair that I had to get a second one. So that is why this doll is on this list. Before we go on to number 4, if you've made it this far in the video and you're enjoying it, why not hit the like button to let me know? And if you want to stick around, hit subscribe, ring the bell. You're going to get a notification every time I upload. That being said, let's take a look at number 4. Now, this doll actually surprised me when I got her. I didn't realize I was going to like her as much as I did until I got her out of the box and saw her in person. But we've got Miss Glam from OMG. So yeah, this is absolutely my number 1 OMG doll of all time, at least up to this point. OMG is not like my biggest collection. I haven't collected that many of them, but I've just gotten the ones that I really, really like. But there is something about Miss Glam that caught my attention. They have the right combination of colors and textiles and silhouette. I love the hair with these beautiful curls. Her face, like between the skin tone, the hair color, and the colors for the makeup and the outfit, everything complements each other very, very well. And I love the outfit. It's 80s inspired, which once again, I really like that aesthetic. I love Converse shoes, so the fact that they were able to convert them into these kind of weird, funky, heel-less boots. I actually really like that. So there's just so much about this doll that I really, really like, and with the outfit and the tutu and like the little rhinestones and everything. This is like one of my favorite colors, just like, turquoise, teal blue. Oh, it's on my fingers. I forgot that. So like, yeah, like literally my favorite colors. So there's that, and I love purple and everything. But I just, out of like, OMG's never had my favorite face because the big ping pong ball eyes, but something about her face, the way they did the makeup and everything, she looks beautiful. Okay, so the next doll that I have on the list, I was kind of debating if I wanted to include her or not because she is technically a limited edition doll that sold out very quickly. But I was like, you know what? This is my list. I'm going to do what I want. So the next doll up is Monster High, and it is Greta from the Skeletor collection. I am in love with this doll. When I did the review, like when she came in, I once again wasn't quite expecting to love her as much as I do. And yeah, I fell in love. The details are amazing. I have a weird history with the Gremlins movies, of being afraid of it when I was younger to turning into liking it, and stuff like that. And I love this character. But and I said this in my review for her, like even if I didn't know what Gremlins was, or even if I hadn't seen the movies, I would still love this doll. And I think that she is one of the cutest Monster High dolls. I struggled because I wanted to put so many other Monster High dolls, but like they didn't quite make it to my top 10 list when I had compared to some of these other dolls, but I had to include Greta because I really, really like her. And she's one of my favorite, like out of my newest dolls. I'm just incredibly happy with her, and I think that she looks super adorable in her face. So yeah, I decided to include her on this list. All right, so we're already down to number 2. This doll, I haven't even really shown on my channel yet. I haven't unboxed her and I haven't reviewed her, and I haven't decided if I'm going to unbox her because I kind of want to see if I can like catch her when she's on a sale to buy a second one, so I can keep one in the box and take one out of the box. But the next doll, number 2, is from Rainbow High, Lily Chang. So really quick, let me just open this up so you can see her. Okay, so let's see if I can show you as best I can. There we go, without the glare. So there is Lily Chang. She is my favorite Rainbow High doll that exists to date. I am so happy with her. I think she is absolutely stunning. I love the Chinese New Year, like Lunar New Year aesthetic. I don't know what it is. I think I talked a lot about it in one of my NotOnSurprise dolls with the beckoning cat doll. But yeah, I really enjoy Lunar New Year, and it's so funny because my favorite colors are like cool tones. I like the blue, purple, and greens, but she is all like red and gold, but for some reason I love it. And her artwork is amazing. This I want to frame. Like if I take her out of the box, I want to take this picture and put it on my wall because I love it that much. And it's so funny because like I like Rainbow High. It's not necessarily my favorite doll line, but I really enjoy it. But this doll is absolutely one of my favorite, and I knew I was going to include her on this list when I decided to make this video. And I knew she was going to be high up on the list because I like her that much. It's really hard to show you and display her, but She is so pretty. She is so gorgeous. I am going to do a video on her eventually. It's probably not going to be coming out soon necessarily because, like I said, I do want to try and get a second one so I can keep one in the box and open the other one so I can like show it better on the camera. But yeah, I love this doll so much. She looks so cool. All right, before we move on to number one, I want to show you some honorable mentions. These are some dolls that I wanted to include in this video, but they didn't quite make any of the top 10 spots for me. Now, the honorable mentions are in no particular order. First up, we have Ever After High Blondie Locks Just Sweet. Now, her hair needs a little bit of zhuzhing, but I love sweets themed dolls, and I think that the design of this doll is impeccable, and I absolutely love it. It's pastel, it's frilly, it is gorgeous. Yes. Next up is Hula Hair Teresa. I love the colors and the feel of her hair, plus she's fully articulated, and this doll was out when I was a kid, so there's a lot of nostalgia here. I also wanted to include Ducky because she brings me joy like no other. I wanted her to be in my top 10s. She didn't quite make the list, but I still love her so much. I've also got my Alice dolls. I have a whole collection of Alice in Wonderland stuff, which is mostly dolls, and I wanted to include them in this list, but I couldn't really pick my favorites, so I wanted to include them in the honorable mentions. I also had to include the Ever After High Madeline Hatter signature doll because this is my favorite character from Ever After High, and this doll is so stunning and has so many details, very high quality, and she's what really got me into collecting Ever After High. Next is Ever After High Madeline Hatter from the Mirror Beach collection. This is actually the very first Ever After High doll that I ever bought, so I just had to include her here just because there's a lot of nostalgia behind this particular doll. The 17-inch Ever After High and Monster High dolls. I don't know what it is about these really tall dolls like these. I actually really like them. They do have the made-to-move articulation, so that's kind of nice. Next up is Hollywood Hair Barbie. Now, I got this one secondhand. I haven't had a chance to fix her up because I'm going to do that in a separate video. I did want to include her in this list, but she's not done yet, so she's not quite there. But this is my favorite Barbie from my childhood. Next, I have a custom Raven Queen doll. This doll I actually saved from the thrift store. Her neck peg was broken, so I had to give her a brand new body, and the outfit I got from eBay, as well as like her accessories I took from other dolls and stuff like that to put her together. She's not a doll that came from the store like this, which is why I did not include her in my top 10, but she's definitely one of my favorite dolls that I own in my collection. And last up for honorable mentions, I have the Disney Store Classic dolls. I love this collection. I love Disney characters in general, and I absolutely love these dolls, but none of them individually quite made it to the top 10 list. All right, we've made it to number one. My number one doll on my top 10 doll list is, drumroll please, okay, whatever. Madeline Hatter Legacy Day from Ever After High. Who's surprised? Raise your hand. Anybody surprised? No? I don't see any hands raised. Yeah, nobody's surprised. Madeline Hatter is my favorite character from Ever After High, and Ever After High is my favorite doll line. So it's probably no surprise that my number one doll is from Ever After High. But I am in love with this particular doll. This is another one that I wish that I had a second doll of, because I'd love to have one in box and one out of box, especially since her hair is supposed to be like really curly, and this one, her hair, it's curly and it looks okay, but it's kind of like a big poof on top of her head, and I'd like to like make it those really tight curls, because like if you look at her art on the back, you can kind of see how the curls are supposed to look, and I'd like to try and make the doll look a little more like that, but I don't want to take her out of the box because she looks so good. But yeah, these dolls, they just bring me so much joy. There's nostalgia behind the doll hunting and the collecting that happened like even before I started my doll journey on YouTube. I've had my YouTube channel for much longer than I've been a doll collector, but like I was collecting dolls before I was making videos about collecting dolls, and I have a lot of nostalgia looking for these dolls like in stores and everything, but just the level of detail and everything is top notch. I love the amount of articulation and the quality of all the materials that they used. Even the packaging, like it looks like a book. If you had these on a bookshelf and lined them up, you can line them up like this and it looks like books next to each other. So I really, really like that aesthetic, and like it's literally meant to look like a book, like 'cause she's walking off the page, and just everything about this I absolutely love. So I really, really miss Ever After High, and I really want it to come back, but I'm really happy to have the dolls in my collection that I do have, and this one really is my favorite doll in my collection. All right, that is it. That was my top 10 dolls plus a bunch of honorable mentions. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Did any of my dolls make it to your top 10 list? Because I'd like to know. Also, I want to say thanks to the person who commented requesting this video, because I thought it was a fun idea. I hadn't thought to do it myself. I will say that this was a tough one to get ready for, because like going through, I mean, I mentioned at the beginning of the video, but yeah, like going through all my dolls and trying to choose my top 10 was not easy. Anyway, I'm gonna get going for right now. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, just let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are, and I hope I see you in the next video. Bye, everybody. If you like this video, you can let me know by hitting thumbs up. You can check out some of my other videos by clicking one of the links on the screen. I post new videos every week, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified every time I upload. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next video.